Thank you. My question is, I'm driving along, and I've been studying Abraham for a while, a couple years, and I really inundate myself with positive music, the message, the whole thing, and all of a sudden I'll have a negative scenario start to play out in my mind. So it's a conscious choice for me to say, I don't want to create that, and I'll shift into something else, but maybe a half hour later, it'll come back.
So what does that mean in vibrational terms? It means something's active within me, not beneficial to me, because it doesn't feel good when it comes in my consciousness. But it couldn't come into my consciousness if it weren't active.
Right.
And because it's coming up sort of frequently, it's quite active.
Right.
So isn't this wonderful? My guidance system is showing me that by virtue of being out there and living life, I am activating some things that are really good for me and some things that aren't so good for me, and I'm learning to know the difference.
Absolutely.
So then?
I'm on this conscious journey and shifting, and so I have a little scenario. I moved into a new home, beautiful, and the water was contaminated. So I began to get annoyed. When the thought came to me that I didn't like, I said, where do thoughts come from? So then I say, why did I create that? And I go about fixing it, but I'm annoyed with the water. And one day I say, you know what? This is done. This water will be fine. And it was just a real genuine shift in me. So yesterday I turned my faucet on, and without conscious effort, I looked at the water and I had just this deep appreciation for the water. So I'm putting it on my face and I'm feeling deeply appreciative, and I'm realizing there are people without, flowing water. And it struck me that this thought came out, and it wasn't a conscious effort on my part. It struck me this was the exact thought. I wanted to appreciate the water, because in my appreciation of the water, my water situation is solved. And what I'm asking is, at some point, do we get these good thoughts automatically? Because I seem to have to consciously move away from them.
Well, we love your question, and we love the answer even more. And the answer is that the more you acknowledge, first, that you have the ability to move your thought into increasingly better feeling places, then the more those better feeling thoughts become dominant, which means they become more active, which means they become easier. There's a momentum factor. In other words, you give your thought to something, and law of attraction matches it, and then you observe what comes, and then you offer the thought more, so the cycle continues. So, of course, it follows that the more you shift to better and better feeling thoughts, then the more better feeling thoughts you'll have. But having said that, we still don't want you to call the better feeling thoughts right and the not good feeling thoughts wrong. And you started out that way a little bit when you said, why am I creating this? That's the first thing that deliberate creators do when things don't go well. They start beating up on themselves. Now, it's bad enough that I've got contaminated water, but I'm the creator of contaminated water. And we want you to not make it personal in the sense that that makes you wrong or bad. We want you to make it personal in the sense that, do I want contaminated water or do I want fresh, lovely water? In other words, when I turn toward the fresh, lovely water, I'm just going to get more of that. It really is as simple as just turning the thought. We cause a little bit of your beating up on yourself as we imply that you want to be a deliberate creator, because when things happen and you don't think you deliberately thought them, then you feel uncomfortable that you don't have more control of your thoughts. Now, this brings us around to what we really want to talk about. We want you to get the sense that you're not trying to control thoughts or control circumstances so much as you're just wanting to define them and go in the direction of them. It's a much simpler thing than we are all making it out to be. You want to make it about your worthiness or about your ability or about your aptness or ineptness. You want to make it about whether you're right or wrong or worthy or unworthy. And we want to say that's never been in question. You've always been worthy. You're just here making choices. Do I like to eat this? Do I like to eat this? Do I like to experience this? Do I like to experience this? That judgment that humans want to lay over everything, as they've been so convinced that God or someone is watching everything that you do and making a judgment about the appropriateness or inappropriateness of it, is causing you to complicate your ability to attract in a very profound way. So you're driving your car and a thought occurs to you, and as you ponder it, you find yourself thinking, oh, I don't want that. Then the next thought that will fall on the heels of that, if you are aware of the progression of these contrasting thoughts, is, well, I know what I don't want. What is it that I do want? If you'll just let that be the common response when you find yourself in the middle of a thought you don't want. Well, I know what I don't want. What is it that I do want? And then do your best to turn your undivided attention to what you do want. But here's the thing that trips you up, and we want to soothe, not you, but all of you, not only you. We want to soothe is that I know what I don't want. What is it that I do want? We want you to realize that even though you may be able to speak the words of what you do want, you might not necessarily be right on the hills of what you do want. There might be quite a crevasse between where you are and what you don't want, and where you want to be and what you do want. So then the next thing you want to say, oh, this is good. We have not said this way before. Whenever I know what I don't want, I also know what I do want. And now I'm just going to point in the direction of that and move in that direction. Instead of saying, I should be there, I'm just going to point in the direction of that and begin moving in that direction. And I can feel by the relief factor when I'm moving in that direction. What goes wrong for you? You're used to succeeding, and you're used to getting hold of things and making things happen. You're used to doing a good job of things. And so when you've got a thought that doesn't feel good and you can't turn it around on a dime, then you're self-critical. And we don't want you to be self-critical. We just want you to get it pointed in the right direction and understand that law of attraction will then help you get that momentum going. And so what? If you have to turn it around a dozen times, so what if you have to turn it around 100 times? Just the turning around factor in time will give you that momentum that will get you going in the right direction and keep you going in the right direction. Every time you know what you don't want, you launch rockets of what you do want, and every time, the dominant current is pulling you toward what you do want. In other words, there's never a time when you're not getting that help. But there is, in this physical format, always quite a buffer of time, or a expanse of time, between the time that you're getting help and the time that you're vibrationally lining up with help, and the time that you've allowed it long enough that it manifests. Unfortunately, many people want to wait till the beautiful water is flowing before they feel appreciation of it. And the trick is to feel the appreciation, which is because of the vibration, long before the manifestation is there. That's the key. That's what you're really looking for. How can I feel the appreciation for the lovely water when the water's still contaminated? How can I feel appreciation for a healthy body when I'm sick? How can I feel appreciation for clarity when I feel confusion? And we say, no one can do that. You can't feel confused and feel clarity at the same time. You can't feel appreciation and worry at the same time. But you can, in your worry, want to feel appreciation, and that gets you turned in the right direction. We want you to leave here convinced, determined, decided that it's enough that I'm pointed in the right direction, and never mind how far along I am. It's enough that I'm pointed in the right direction. And if you can get that, then what that means is you've made peace with where you are. And when you've made peace with where you are, the natural occurrence, the natural inertia, the natural universal response is going to get you there. But if in any way you are unhappy about where you are, you're pointed in the wrong direction. Oh, that was so big. So big.
I get it. Thank you.
Something more?
Yes. Just that as another example, and I've heard this from so many people here, I have a deep appreciation for Jerry and for Esther and for Abraham. Okay? And so in the appreciation, I open. And so as I open, of course, the teachings I've just moved. And I guess it's just that little area where I'm looking to say, I didn't consciously want that appreciation. It just happened.
Here's what we think you're talking about. In any moment in time, from where you are over here dealing with whatever piece of contrast you're dealing with, you cannot, from your physical perspective, take on the whole of what you've become. In other words, this promise of you is so big and so long been worked on. Source knows it, but for any human, you just can't take on everything that you've become. It's always going to be a bright light that you're shooting for, but in any point in time, you can never really completely be it unless you're in meditation or in the moment you croak. Every now and again, though, you find, by virtue of something else that you're doing, you find a vibrational match to all that is. So now, we like how well you're coming with us on this, because these are leading edge concepts, and here you are right here with us. Remarkable. So now you are in your innocence of a moment, appreciating a child or a dog or a flower or someone you saw in traffic. You're using something as your excuse to line up with who you are. And in your lining up with who you are a complete match to everything that you've been asking for. In other words, you don't even have to know what the elements are that are there. And you don't even have to know what you need to do to line up with them. You can use any excuse in the world to be there, and being there means that in that moment, you have that greater insight. In that moment, you have that greater clarity. You have that greater brilliance. You have that greater sensation moving through you. In other words, you can become the essence of who you are without knowing the details that are involved in all of that essence.
That's my exact question.
That is exactly what you're asking. That's exactly
so much. Thank you, Abraham.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
You have done extremely well, we think. Have you enjoyed being out here on the leading edge of thought? Yes. In some cases, it's a little slow going to be out here on the leading edge of thought, because you have to pick your platform and line up with it before you can forge ahead. But this has been a remarkable gathering. We can feel the intensity of that which you are, and we're wanting to leave you with a little softer feeling around all of this by saying to you that life really is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to feel good to you. You've not been sent here on some mission of proving some sort of worthiness, because that was never an issue to prove. You are already known by all that is to be worthy. You are not here to try to get smarter about things, because you're already known to be genius creators that are just wanting to apply your hand in a new arena. You didn't come forth to fix things that are broken, because nothing is broken. You didn't come forth to find answers to questions or solutions to problems. You came forth for the thrill of this journey. And it follows that the question does bring the answer, and that on your way from the question to the answer there is satisfaction. And it does follow that the problem does bring a solution, and on the way from the problem to the solution there is a feeling of flow and a feeling of ecstasy. But you're not here to make up for something that isn't. You're here to generate something more that you want. The mantra from non-physical is, we are eternal beings enjoying the more of our experience, you see. And so you didn't say, I want to be born into this time-space reality because I need to do something. You said, I want to go into this time-space reality because I think it will stimulate new ideas within me that I will enjoy flowing toward. This source energy that is within you is not making judgment about you needing to or should have been somewhere else. Instead, it is only acknowledging the relationship between where you are and where you want to be, and putting predominant source energy emphasis upon where you are wanting to be, shining a light on that which your life has caused you to say that you want. And when you go with the flow toward that shining light, you feel better and 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 better in the moment that you turn in the direction of it. In the moment that you turn in the direction of it. We adore where you are, and we are happy about where you are going. And we have no regret anywhere within our vibration about where you are or where you have been. We have only appreciation of your willingness to be out here on this leading edge, not because we all need to go somewhere else, but because it is so much fun and we want to. There is great love here for you, and we are continually incomplete.